Hi, I'm Max.
Hi, and I'm Denise.
And welcome back to another edition of Urban Lifestyles. And we're going to be covering some of the things that we did with Derby. And also, we've got two great interviews coming up. One with LG&E that you definitely don't want to miss. And also about people re-entering and going back to school to finish their degrees with AARP. What do you got to add, Denise?
I said when we know better, that's when we're going to do better.
We'll take a quick break and back with more right after this.
At LG&E and KU, we're always working hard to make your life a little easier. Because we know you've got your hands full. Our new mobile app gives you the power to check your account balance, review your payment history, and effortlessly pay your bill from anywhere, while making it easier than ever to report and track power outages. Download the app today to get the convenience of LG&E and KU at your fingertips.
Well, we got an opportunity to catch up with LG&E, and we went out to one of their training locations in the East End, and we found out some very interesting information about how you really need to be safe around power lines. So take a look at this piece.
So I'm here for another very good and informative segment called Energy Matters because it's with LG&E. I'm here also with Natasha Collins. Natasha, welcome back again.
Good to see you.
I am excited because I'm always learning something new with LG&E, and this one, to make sure I get it right, is considered that May is National Electrical Safety Month, and I didn't know it. And in reading the notes, there are a lot of good things on here that everybody needs to know about. So tell me about why May is National Electrical Safety Month, and also there's this nonprofit organization.
Yeah, that's right. So there's a nonprofit, as you mentioned, that's called Electrical Safety Foundation International. So it's ESFI, and that organization has sponsored National Electrical Safety Month each year. Their sole purpose is dedicated to making sure that people are educated about safety around electricity. They attribute about 51,000 fires to electrical fires each year. And so again, their sole purpose is dedicated to making sure that people are staying safe. So we honor this National Electrical Safety Month along with other organizations and entities, and want to make sure that people are aware of how they need to behave around electricity and what they should keep in mind.
One of the things that struck me was that in the number of the fires you just mentioned, 500 deaths, more than 1,400 energies, and $1.3 billion in damage, all because of we're not knowing about having this electrical safety.
Yeah, it's really important that people know how to behave and know the tips that are necessary to maintain safety around electricity. For our part, one of the ways that we educate our customers is by having information that's available right on our website. So it's available at lge-ku.com/safety. We can give that again later. But there's information on indoor tips, simple things like making sure that you are keeping your outlets covered so small children can't access them, replacing frayed cords, or doing things like making sure that you're not running extension cords underneath rugs or other kind of floor coverings. We also have outdoor tips, making sure that you are having electricity and other utilities that are underground marked, calling 811, which we talk about here. But then also doing things as simple as looking up when you're putting up decorations to make sure that you've identified where there are utilities and making sure that you don't hit an energized wire. So there's all of those tips, and probably the most familiar one, which you know and a lot of our customers know, is that if we're in a storm event, treat any down wire that you see as an energized power line and stay away from it. We have people who have the specific job of making sure that those areas stay safe until we can identify whether it's an energized power line, and we can do what needs to be done to make sure the area is taken care of.
Okay, so I love this because you're reiterating that the validity. It used to be when I was growing up, certain things that you mentioned was like wives' tales. Oh, you don't do this, or you don't run a cord under the rug, or things like that. But there is validity and safety in that. So I'm glad to hear you reiterate that, because I do get challenged on that in my home by who on certain things. There's another a point when it comes to LG&E's high voltage demonstration and how it helps to educate the first responders and also the public about electrical safety. And that's something that from afar that I never took into account how serious this is, and the information I'm looking forward to covering about that.
Yes, well, that's why we have the expert here, Greg Lindsay. He's our
Greg.
manager of electric technical safety training, and we're going to pull him in so that he can tell us more about the demonstration.
How you doing, Greg?
Doing good.
This is real serious and all at the same time very interesting to me.
Yes, this is our high voltage safety demo, and we use it for training our first responders and the public. A lot of people wonder, why do you train first responders? Well, they're the first to any, all the scenes. The fire department, they are at all the car accidents, or if lines are down, they're the first ones there. So they need to know what to do to keep themselves safe.
So Greg, when it comes to the safety and the demonstrations, just speak a little bit about what we're going to be seeing.
Okay, we're going to show what would happen if you get an aluminum ladder into one of our lines, or if tree limbs contact our lines, and even a Mylar balloon. So we'll have those demonstrations, and the last thing we're going to show if a human hand or something contacts it. And we have hot dogs that simulate a human hand, and you'll see those demonstrations.
And I know your technicians are highly skilled, and basically these are good visuals to warn people, because sometimes they may think it's okay.
Yes, and our technicians, you'll notice they'll have all the proper PPE on: rubber gloves, sleeves, arc suppressant clothing, hard hat, and safety glasses. So they're well protected, and this is not calculated, but a controlled demonstration.
That was really interesting. And, I didn't realize it was that much voltage that was coming
Yes.
through at a time.
That's a lot. I have a great respect, and especially for those who work on the lines, because they put themselves at a lot of risk, a lot of danger. But I see why they follow the strictest of safety protocols. And us as, regular public, we pay attention, heed to the warnings, and if it's a kite or a branch or whatever, don't bother it.
That is right. Better to be safe. We'll take a quick break and back with more.
Louisville was good. B96.5. Your man Nick Cannon is in the building, and we taking over. We gonna be wilding every morning. About to have some fun, y'all. Let's go up.
Lock it in to the Nick Cannon Morning Show, 6 to 10 on B96.
We covered a lot of things during Derby, and of course we can't get them all into one show. We'd love to, so we might be still celebrating Derby in June. So what's the segment that you did?
Well, this was pre-Derby, leading up to it. This is a phenomenal gala. It's first of many to come to help athletes, and also we just need to take a look. So we're here for a phenomenal evening. I call this the kickoff of Derby season, because this is a party with a purpose, a gala, if you will. But I want to introduce you to the person who's behind this gala and the organization and what it means. I want to introduce you to Margaret Emery. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here, right here in this spot, and interviewing me.
Because I think what you've done here is phenomenal, and I want you to share about what the story is for what you're doing, your organization tonight, and all that.
Okay, but 1 + 1 = U is a program that helps our athletes. That's why this is called the Athletes Derby Gala. We deal with high school athletes that have that skill, but don't have the ACT or the grades to go to college or to sign that full scholarship. So we start the recruiting process all over again by sending their film out to top junior colleges across the country. And then they start the recruiting process all over again, but the school picks them. So right now we're looking at the special teams, not the skill, because the skill they can go to the transfer portal and get all our skilled players. So once they sign with the junior college, they only get a half a scholarship. So their FAFSA pays for the other half of their tuition. But then they've got their room and board, transportation, books, and meal plans they got to pay. And most of our kids are have single parents. So we try to help them get to where they need to be. I've had parents to call, moms especially, I need help getting my son out of here. I want him to live.
Well, let me ask you, how did students and parents find out about you, and what made you decide to do this?
It's word of mouth from other moms that we help get their sons out of Louisville or anywhere. We don't just do Louisville. We've done kids in North Carolina, New York. I'm working with a kid now in Woodford County. So C.J. Spillman, who was my first 1+1=U, he had me. I started it with him. He ended up in the NFL. San Diego Chargers, then San Francisco 49ers. He actually played in the 2012 Super Bowl. So I have another one. I went to the NFL, and then I have one right now, Jay Scruggs, who is with the LA Clippers.
Wow. So is this the first fundraising gala? Let's ask you that.
Yes, it is the first one because we have so many kids now that need that help. But we want to, not just athletes, I want to help any kid that needs that book money or the little bit of transportation money or meal plan. We'll help them.
So now tell me about the gala, how you came up with it, and about the keynote speaker tonight.
Okay, with the gala, because I was paying out of pocket to help a lot of these kids. So this was.
So you gotta get funding.
Get some real.
Okay, let's talk about this.
Yeah, I needed to get some real money, and this way it would help us get money where we could help more kids. And 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, really, before we were shut down for COVID, I ran into a friend, Drew Martin, and he was like, "What are you doing?" And I told him, I said, "I need a keynote speaker." And he said, "Does it have to be an athlete? Does it have to be?" No, I don't care at this point. So he knew Kimberly Godwin. He's real good friends with her, and he called, and I actually talked to her eventually, and she said yes. Because we are honoring my father, I told her his story, and she said, "Your father's story sounds a lot like mine." And she said, "I want to start giving back." And she was the president of CBS then, vice president of CBS. She was the vice president of CBS, and now she is the president of ABC News. So, and she is wonderful. I've learned a lot these last 2 days from her. She's a phenomenal speaker. We've taken her to the Du Bois School, to Grace James, and those kids asked her some wonderful questions. She's like, "Whoa, these kids are on it." So she's excited about that.
Okay, so now for the viewers out there who didn't have the wonderful opportunity to attend this year's, but you can next year, how can they also contribute for support?
They can go to 2 different websites. They can go to the athletesderbygala.com, or you can go to 1+1=U.com and donate.
And what is it, I know you gotta get going because it's busy here, that you would like the viewers to know in regards to helping the students or the organization?
Every kid needs help. So we got so many organizations out here, and they're their specialty. My specialty are athletes. I'm the only female athlete. My business partner says he's in Chicago that knows football better than a whole lot of women. So every kid needs help. There are more kids in this city. Everybody can get enough, a little bit. But if you need help with sports and getting out of this city, or just getting to your dream, sport is the carrot to get that education. You know, everybody asks me, why sports? And I ask them, I would say, what team do you holler for? And they'll tell me, UK, U of L, or whatever, professional. I said, where do you think you get those kids from? Where do you think you get those players from? High school. They start in high school, then they go to college, and then they go further. I said, so you got to pour into them. But get that education, because that's something they can fall back on.
Well, as you said, Denise, that's a great event, and you can see the growth potential that definitely is on the way. And we also covered another event with Jerry Tolson and the School of Music, so take a look at this. Well, we're in the Derby fever, and one thing that we're doing that's a little different is it's called Harlem Nights, Kentucky Derby style. I'm here with Jerry Tolson, who is with the University of Louisville School of Music, and tell us about this fantastic affair that you're putting on today.
Well, this is the first year for the event, and we decided to do an event that will celebrate, of course, Louisville and the Derby theme and everything, but also to celebrate diversity. And this is a fundraiser for diversity initiatives at the School of Music. One of the things we do is we do an African American Music Heritage Institute every year, and this will support that partially, but also scholarships for minority students, as well as other diversity initiatives that we have coming up.
All right, but the period that you chose is the 1940s. So why the 1940s?
Well-
However, I like it.
It's just it's a nice theme, and besides that, we have a great jazz program, and so we get the opportunity to feature our jazz band at this event, and everybody gets a chance to kind of relive those days of the Harlem nightlife.
And I noticed a lot of the people here, I know it was definitely preferred that you come in the kind of like the vintage attire, and it looks like a lot of the people have really taken advantage of that opportunity.
Yes, indeed. We suggested that people wear vintage attire, period attire, but it's not required, you know. But a lot of people took the theme to heart and decided to come dressed appropriately.
Well, I'm here with Teresa Reed, who is the Dean of the School of Music. First of all, welcome to Urban Lifestylez. And I understand you've been at the University of Louisville now for 3 years, and we've never crossed paths, but you've got a great program out there. So tell us a little bit about it.
Yes, absolutely. I'm really excited about the School of Music, and I'm excited at for this particular event, which is to support diversity initiatives in the School of Music. The African American Music Heritage Institute is one of the flagship diversity efforts in the School of Music that's been around for more than 25 years. And this event is organized by our own Professor Jerry Tolson, who is also the head of the African American Music Heritage Institute. So we hope that this event will further those efforts and continue to make U of L School of Music a place where all kinds of musical styles and heritages can be celebrated.
So, you said it's been around for 25 years. How do you explain the longevity? What makes it last, have that staying power?
Well, one of the things that makes it last is, of course, the efforts of our colleague Jerry Tolson, who is known and respected in the community and who has a knack for bringing quality performances to the School of Music. Most recently, Kirk Whalum was here. We've had Orbert Davis of the Chicago Jazz Philharmonic. Tammy McCann was here doing a wonderful rendition of Mahalia Jackson. So Professor Tolson knows who to attract to our stage and who to bring as representatives of great African American music that students in the community can enjoy.
So one last question. Going forward, I know where you are now, where would you like to see the School of Music, say 3-5 years from now?
Well, I'd like to see the School of Music with a whole lot of money. So for those who share that interest and are inclined to give, you can go to our website, find the School of Music on the University of Louisville's website. There is a nice tab, a button that you can click to donate. And I'd like to see us as a place where students from all backgrounds and walks of life with an interest and passion for music, where they can feel celebrated and included.
Those young men and women are some excellent artists, and people had a great time dressing like you do in the 40s.
It was phenomenal. That's all I can say.
You're right. We'll take another break and back with more.
Cycling is more than just getting from one place to another. It's healthy, social, good for the environment, and anyone can do it. We at Middletown love cycling and really love helping others discover a new passion. Stop in today and let our friendly, knowledgeable staff help you get started. We cater to beginners as well as experienced cyclists. We're a local business that cares about our community because we are a part of the community. Come in today and get on a bicycle that fits your needs and improve your lifestyle.
One station for R&B. Magic 101.3.
With your permission.
We're live, local, and Louisville. Magic 101.3, the home of Steve Harvey and Morning Show.
At LG&E and KU, we're always working hard to make your life a little easier. Because we know you've got your hands full. Our new mobile app gives you the power to check your account balance, review your payment history, and effortlessly pay your bill from anywhere, while making it easier than ever to report and track power outages. Download the app today to get the convenience of LG&E and KU at your fingertips.
There are a lot of people who are out there who started school, stopped school because life got in the way. But now there are some programs out there where you can get back into the swing of school. So take a look. Well, we're here for another segment with AARP, and it's always a pleasure checking in with Scott to find out what's going on. This is a different day because normally you're bringing one of your many, many, many AARP volunteers with you, but today we have the big guns, we've got the big guys, so we're glad to have you here.
Max and Denise, it's great to see you both again after an exciting Derby week in Louisville. And we are always, AARP is always cooking up something new for our members that is of value for folks. And I'm happy to be with you again today to talk about a couple of things that are coming up here in Louisville. They're going to be virtual events coming up real soon. Because right now we know that there are a lot of Kentuckians that have some college and no degree.
Okay.
So we have a program called Kentucky Comebackers, and this is an opportunity for you to make your comeback to education. And we've worked with the Kentucky KCTCS system, the Community Technical and College system, but we're bringing in the University of Kentucky and some of their staff to help with a virtual event on May 24th. And it's going to be at 6 p.m.
Okay.
And this is called Changing Careers.
Okay.
So this is a virtual workshop where you can learn more about the resources that are available for tuition to cover some of that cost, some of the opportunities and classes that are taught across the state. But the real point here is you're never too old to learn. You never stop learning.
Right. So how did this program come about? What made you all decide to kickstart this?
We saw some of the data, and some of the data that the Kentucky Higher Education Council has put out shows literally tens of thousands of Kentuckians that have started college and then life happened.
Okay.
And then they weren't in college anymore. They went into the workforce, and maybe they need to upskill to get a little better, different position. They may need just a certificate from one of the community technical colleges, because those community technical colleges are in every county of the state. So you can get classes and certificates across the state, close to home. So there's a lot of opportunities there. And if you're just interested in lifelong learning, a lot of the universities offer continuing ed classes to help you achieve that.
Wonderful.
So it's another way that we're reaching out to our members too, because AARP wants to make sure that you have the resources that you need to age well and to have a career that meets your needs in today's market.
Okay, Scott, so how is AARP going about to amplify this message for a lot of people like myself? I didn't know it was out there and they want to take advantage of it.
I'm so glad, Denise, that you asked that, because we have it on our website at aarp.org/KY. You can Google lifelong learning, and that will bring up our website and some of those resources. It's on our Facebook page, and Twitter and Instagram for AARP Kentucky. So those are all the ways that we push this out. We'll also check your email, because we email these invitations to tens of thousands of people that are our members, that are connected to us. And it's a great opportunity to drop in and see what is being offered. And it's, go ahead, Max.
No, I was going to say, so when you're looking at this program, it's really dealing with the non-traditional student. And I'm assuming, basing it on myself, that as you age, the learning process is a lot different. So is the curriculum structured a little different now because you're dealing with an older population?
Max, that's right, because right now, these upcoming webinars that we do with the Kentucky Comebackers address that, what to expect when you go back into a classroom setting, because things have changed. There's also remote learning opportunities, and everybody is much more familiar with virtual classes now than ever before, but there's still changes that you might need to know about. So that's a real issue. And some of the effort here is to remove barriers So that if you want to come back and upskill, you want to come back and get a certificate, this program can help you. Kentucky Comebackers, we've been at this for about 2 years, and we were one of the 6 or 7 AARP states that are piloting this across the country. So our volunteers are leading this effort with us, and we call them ambassadors.
Wow.
And they are doing some terrific work to help connect folks.
So one of the things I think about, Scott, because I'm putting myself now in this box, I'm thinking about what subject matter would I most benefit from. For me, it's because I'm not technologically astute. I would think anything technological would be for me to delve into. But have you all found that there are certain areas where people want to take advantage of subject matters versus others?
I think what we're beginning to see is folks that want to go back and complete their original degree, whether it's a bachelor's degree. And there was a woman in Lexington who had just recently graduated from the University of Kentucky after being out of college for a couple of decades.
Wow.
But she really wanted to finish that degree. And we see folks that know that the workforce is changing, the work environment's changing, and they need new skills, and they need to upgrade their skills. And that's one of the things that I think that the Kentucky Community Technical College System, KCTCS, I think they do a really fantastic job of that. And then the other issue, I think, can I afford it? You know, how much
That was my next question.
Cost?
Is there any type of assistance or anything like that that's available like it is for the traditional college student?
Absolutely, and there are. And that's one of the things that the Kentucky Higher Education Council has made clear, that there are different resources, and we have that information as part of this upcoming webinar on May 24th at 6 p.m., where you can ask those kind of questions and get that information. And again, it's on our website, aarp.org/KY, and you can find out a lot more on our website with some of those details.
Well, as you can see, more and more people are going back to school. And, as in talking to Scott, people 80 years old that are now completing their degrees.
Yeah, the woman in her 80s who just graduated last week. So keep it going.
That's it. Great things are happening. So if you want more information, contact AARP. Well, you know what? There's a lot more out there for Derby that we're going to be covering, so stay with us. If we couldn't get it all in for the month of May, the 1st of June, we'll definitely have it in. But you know what? I think that's our show.
And that's our time.
And we'll see you back here next time on Urban Lifestyles.
Bye.
Stay safe and take the shot.